October 2nd to the 8th is Mental Awareness Week, where just 1 week a year we focus on mental health and illness and bringing awareness and raise money to help those who suffer with mental health. For it being a Mental Health Awareness Week, what does this say about mental health?
That it needs to be something that people are aware of, and it needs to be more vocalized and out there, because not many people are really aware of many people's mental illness.
What does it do for people who suffer from a mental illness?
It puts them on the spot. It is supposed to be helpful and is supposed to help people understand better, but really in general it just makes people with say anxiety or depression or anything like that super uncomfortable.
Let's make awareness for the families and friends who have somebody who suffers from a mental illness.
Well, I guess it would help them understand better for someone that's in their family that has a mental illness, so it would help them get the point, I guess. That's the only way I can really describe it, is just understand that it's not really something you can get through on your own.
Can this do for the people who suffer from mental illness?
I guess it can help them feel a little bit better, because more and more people are starting to become more aware of mental illness, so I guess a better hope of understanding.
Is there another way to make awareness better?
I think putting it in more schools would be better, to actually have more of a learning curve when it comes to it, so that people understand Down syndrome, or people understand depression better, to get more in depth in it in a school zone, and maybe do seminars and stuff like this at work for people that might have a mental illness in the vicinity or something like that. I think that would help.
What can this awareness week do for people who are in denial?
Hopefully it helps them grasp that they do have a mental illness, or a lot of people with depression are a lot of them are in denial, so it would really help them understand that these points or these things are usually what point to that kind of thing. So it would kind of help them go and get help, or help them understand that, well, I actually have a mental illness.
Can a mental illness be cured?
No.
Why not?
Because it's in the brain. You can go and get help for it. But really, if you're born with an extra chromosome or something, you can't do anything to help that. It's there for the rest of your life. And yeah, depression, people might say, oh hey, you can cure that, but in reality you actually can't. It's there forever. You might be able to overcome bits and pieces of it and help feel better, and there's medication and stuff like that you can take to help feel better, but in reality it never goes away.
Can Mental Awareness Week help people with an illness?
I guess it would kind of help with making it more open to the public, so making them more comfortable, if anything. So being able to say yeah, I have depression and this is why, or yeah, I have Down syndrome, but you guys all know about it now, so it's easier for you to understand me, and easier for me to kind of get that you guys aren't trying to make fun of me, and I can actually make friends now, and blah 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 blah.
How does mental health occur?
That one's a hard one. You can either be born with it, like a learning disability, or many of the other mental illnesses you can be born with, or it can develop over time, where it just kind of happens due to people constantly making fun of you, or one horrible incident happened that gives you extreme anxiety for the rest of your life. It can either develop over time, or you can just be born with it.
Can mental health be stopped?
No, it can't be stopped, but it can become more aware of. It can help people understand more, but it definitely can't be stopped. There's no amount of medication you can do, and no amount of physiotherapy you can do, or no amount of friggin' all that lovely crap that they put in those giant booklets that you can do to really stop it. It's there. You can help overcome it or like make it better, but you can't help it stop.
Can people do if they have a mental illness? What kind of help could they possibly get?
Well, you can get medicated, which I am totally against. And you can also go see therapists. There's doctors that are like world renowned that help with mental illness and all that lovely stuff. That's what can help.
Thank you for your time.
No problem.